It was uttered by many as just a joke, but this Wuhan virus really is a 90-day free trial of socialism. Now, Trudeau wants to nationalize your business. If you need government help to get through the closure of your business that the government forced upon you. Will we see a renationalization of Air Canada or Petro-Canada? Looks like that could be a very serious possibility as Trudeau's government sneaks more socialism and more government control into the government-backed loans given to big businesses and large employers suffering in the government-mandated coronavirus shutdown. Look at this in the Globe and Mail today. The Large Employer Emergency Financing Facility, or LEAF program, particularly aimed at airlines and oil and gas companies, was announced on May 11th and is designed for distressed companies with at least $300 million in annual revenue. The minimum loan size will be $60 million, and there is no explicit maximum loan size. The program offers the government's help as a lender of last resort to companies that are unable to obtain private financing and would be at risk of falling into bankruptcy owing to the economic impact of the novel coronavirus pandemic. The program harks back to the 2008-09 financial crisis when the federal and Ontario governments bailed out GM and Chrysler, owning and then selling shares in those companies. The details of LEAF state that a company must provide the federal government with the option to purchase common shares through a stock warrant or receive cash equivalents equal to 15% of the principal amount of the loan. A stock warrant gives an investor, which in this case is the government, the option to buy company shares at a specific price by a specific time. The conditions also say the government could appoint an observer to the corporate board of the company receiving a loan. Alberta Premier Jason Kenney expressed concern Wednesday with the notion of Ottawa holding shares in large public companies. We do not want governments directing the operation of companies in terms of micromanaging their decisions, he said in Edmonton. What an absolute scam this whole thing is. Let's talk it out for a second. The government first shuts down your business because the government has labeled it non-essential based on some arbitrary government criteria they totally made up as they went along. And now, because you need to go to the government as a lender of last resort, you're desperate to save thousands of Canadian jobs. Again, all because the government destroyed your business in the first place. You now have to give the government an ownership stake in your business, and also, the government will force you to put some liberal hack on your board of directors to make sure your business is, extra liberal. And all of this is happening because the government didn't close the border in time to stop the spread of the coronavirus, something that failed Public Health Minister Theresa Tam was forced to admit this week before her appearance at the House of Commons Health Committee. You can see that story and sign our petition at firetam.com. But this isn't the first time the feds have made the very businesses they caused to struggle due to liberal incompetence swear some sort of allegiance to the Liberals to be able to qualify for some government help. Hidden in the newly launched Canada Emergency Business Account, that's a brand new government coronavirus relief program administered by the banks, but done in cooperation with Export Development Canada, that allows small businesses to qualify for an interest-free loan of up to $40,000, is a big fat liberal landmine. The new CEBA program, just like that LEAF loans program, is tailored to make sure that only liberal compliant businesses survive the coronavirus mess. To qualify for the government-backed bank loan, these struggling applicant businesses must profess that they do not promote violence, incite hatred, or discriminate on the basis of sex, gender, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, religion, culture, region, education, age, or mental or physical disability. It sounds okay, except the problem is the Liberals' definition of those things, like discrimination, hate, and violence, are ever evolving to mean, values that don't comport with the stuff that Justin Trudeau likes today. And that's not the only values test the Liberals shoehorned into these business bailouts. Last week, the federal government announced that any large employer applying for any sort of government help would also have to comport with the Liberals' values around climate change before they qualified for federal assistance. Allowing the government to be a part of your business is a surefire recipe for failure. And even the government knows it, because when the government needed to choose between a crown corporation or a private company that does the exact same thing, well, the Liberals chose the private company. Look at this. The Government of Canada partners with Amazon to help get personal protective equipment to frontline healthcare workers. Yeah, they didn't choose Canada Post. So it's not bad enough that Liberals are setting your business into financial ruin, but the Liberals also know their involvement in your business as a condition of getting a loan will probably kill it. But they want your business anyway. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. To sign our petition calling on Canadian politicians to focus resources on the vulnerable and quit quarantining the healthy, go to letuswork.ca.